All right, we are live on YouTube Live. Give us a second here while we set up Facebook Live and Periscope.
The wonders of technology as we kind of piece everything together at once.
Seeing behind the curtain here.
Let's see if I can see us on.
It's fetching the old video stream though, so that's a good sign.
All right, all right.
Go live.
I'm trying to find us on YouTube right now.
Bear with us, everyone, as this is our premiere episode. So, oh, and I should probably change my screen from the stream of the stream. It's like streamception.
Yeah, we're definitely. It's looking good on YouTube Live. I can tell you that right now. It's looking really good there.
We're live on Facebook Live.
Are we live on Facebook Live?
Now the final question is: are we live on Periscope?
Let's see. Are we live on Periscope? Oh, we are live on Periscope.
All right, we are live. Welcome everybody to the Gunner Technology Livestream, a weekly 10-minute tech talk for non-techies and techies alike. I'm your host, Derry Merkins. With me today is Cody Swan. Cody, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. We had that warm-up session earlier, and I'm ready to go.
I was going to say today's episode is a little bit different because we've already recorded it. So we tried earlier this afternoon at our regular time, and ironically, it was such a technical disaster that we are now re-recording it at whatever time it is.
We like
6:24 at night.
We like to fail fast.
That's exactly right. So going forward in the future, the Gunner Technology Livestream, just to give everyone a brief introduction, will be live at Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So we'll be live streaming on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Periscope. And we'll have an associated podcast out on our iTunes podcast, the Gunner Technology Podcast. After the episode, we'll have a blog post up every week, the Wednesday after the Thursday episode. If that's not confusing enough, the Wednesday immediately before the next episode, there'll be a blog post on gunnertech.com.
It takes us a while to write it out.
And eventually, we're going to package up a bunch of our writings into ebooks. So keep an eye out for those on Amazon iBooks and basically anywhere you can buy an ebook. Just to give a broad overview of what the Gunner Technology Livestream is, it's going to be a 10-minute Q&A with me and guests from the tech world. And so each episode will be part of a series. Each series will be 10 episodes, and each series will sort of cover a broad topic in the technological world. So that's everything from the industry itself to running a business or more technical stuff like software and programming languages. And then each episode within a series is basically going to cover one main question. So that might be something like, what is AWS in layman's terms, or what's the best way to keep my clients happy? Something like that. So like I said, every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be recording a new episode live, and then we'll have the live will be on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Periscope, and then we'll have it up on iTunes, our blog at gunnertech.com, and eventually ebooks wherever the heck you buy ebooks.
Yeah, and I was going to say we'll try to monitor any questions you guys have during the live stream and get to them.
Good point. Good point. So yeah,
it's a little bit tricky to monitor 3 different networks at the same time, but we'll do our best. We'll give it the old college try.
Yeah, we're pretty tech savvy, so we can handle it. But like I said, this episode is a little bit different because it's not part of a series, and because it's the very first episode, and because we've already recorded it once. But so the question this week is going to be for you, Cody. What is Gunner Technology?
Yeah. So, actually, someone's chiming in now, so they can't hear us on Facebook Live, but. So we may have to record this one again.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll kind of deal with that. Like if you're on Facebook Live, just kind of try to read our lips. I know I could hear us on Periscope and YouTube because I had it simultaneously piping through my ears. Anyway, let me answer the question. So what is Gunner Technology? Currently, I think our tagline is that we're a software development agency that creates custom software solutions for the private sector, the public sector, and entrepreneurs using JavaScript and AWS. So in kind of layman's terms, as you pointed out, we use software to create new solutions for different entities, whether that's the government, a company, and usually the companies we do work for are SMEs, small to medium-sized businesses, and entrepreneurs, that kind of lone wolf person who thinks they have the next idea for a Facebook or Snapchat or whatever. So we're always working with technology that is kind of internet-based or mobile-based, and as you know, a lot of that involves automation and removing humans from tasks that should be better left to software and things of that nature.
That's the wave of the future. I, for one, welcome our cyborg overlords.
Yes, yes.
So take us back to the early days of Gunner Technology. How did it start? What was sort of the goal of Gunner Technology?
Yeah, sure. So backing up a little bit before that, I started I started Gunner Technology while I was
started ESPN.
Started ESPN. The year was 1976, and we at the end of my lifetime at ESPN, which we can get into another question. At the end of my lifetime at ESPN, I started Gunner Technology. So I was simultaneously wrapping up my career at ESPN, and I was getting Gunner Technology off the ground in my like 5 square foot apartment in Los Angeles, California. And so
that was a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yes, exactly.
And 3-bedroom.
And it was a
LA size.
Shared shower. Say
That's
that
right,
5 times. So at the same time, when I'm leaving ESPN, I'm starting Gunner Technology, and really Gunner Technology was born out of my experience with the MBA program, which I was getting also at the time through the University of Florida. And there was a lot of theoretical stuff being thrown around in my MBA program, which I'm more of a empirical type of guy. So I wanted to actually put that into action, into something. So I started Gunner Technology to use that theoretical knowledge in an empirical manner. But at the same time, I didn't want to be homeless. So I wanted to have something that would transition me from my salary at ESPN into what I thought was going to be the next thing for me. And at the time, I think I had like an idea for a startup that never materialized, or like a product-based startup that never materialized. Mainly, probably would have failed anyway. I'll get that out there. However,
being honest, yeah.
Gunner Technology picked up way quicker than I thought it would. And it was, oddly enough, it was with a whole bunch of smaller clients that were looking just for kind of simple websites. But I was getting so many of those that I really didn't have time to pursue my product-based startup idea. So I just started going with the stuck with the service-based startup, which was Gunner Technology. And it kind of grew out of it from there to where we are today.
And as far as the future of Gunner Technology goes, where do you see the company going?
Yeah, so now we kind of have like a three-headed beast again. Like we're doing commercial software for the private sector, and we're just this year breaking into the government sector. And then we're still working with entrepreneurs. The cool thing is we're starting to be able to specialize, and not really so much in an industry. We're still, spread out across industry, which I think is really important for longevity of interest, so we don't get bored doing the same thing over and over again. But we're able to specialize in certain technologies, meaning when Gunner Technology first started, we were taking kind of any job we possibly could, regardless of technology or where it was hosted or whatever. And now we're basically able to say, hey, if we're taking a job, we're JavaScript experts. We are going to write this soup to nuts in JavaScript. And if we're going to host it, we're going to put it on AWS. And if we can't have those two things, then we're passing on the job kind of no matter what.
Right,
so
right.
I think the future of Gunner Technology is to move into kind of being known as the leader in DevOps on AWS and kind of the leader, pioneer in the JavaScript programming language.
Well, that's the perfect segue to our conclusion. Believe it or not, we're already wrapping this episode up. But tune in not next Thursday, because next Thursday is Thanksgiving, and not the Thursday after that, because we'll be traveling. But in 3 weeks' time, on December 7th at 1 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to have the first episode of what we're going to call a 4-part mini-series on the history of JavaScript. So Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, December 7th, tune in. We'll be live streaming on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Periscope. Check out our podcast on iTunes, the Gunner Technology Podcast, blog posts at gunnertech.com, ebooks eventually wherever they're sold. Cody, thanks again for re-recording this with me at 6:30 at night. And that'll do it for this episode of the Gunner Technology Livestream. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. And now watch us futz around as we try and figure out how to stop all the streams at one time.